Should Dr. Tenma have killed Johan Liebert when he had the chance? Most fans say no. They believe Tenma's refusal proves his humanity, his kindness. But what if that kindness cost thousands of lives? Because Johan never stopped killing. And when Tenma finally had the chance, he chose not to pull the trigger. So maybe Tenma's greatest mistake wasn't saving Johan as a child. Maybe it was not killing him when he had the chance. The core philosophy of Kenzo Tenma is simple. Every life is equal. And in theory, that sounds admirable. But to protect that belief, he refuses to shoot Johan Liebert. And the result? Thousands of innocent lives are destroyed. Monster constantly asks a philosophical question. Who is right? Tenma, the moral idealist, or Johan, the nihilist? But something important is often forgotten. The innocent civilians. People who know nothing about these two men, yet end up paying the price for their conflict. So ask yourself, is Tenma's belief truly noble or selfish? By the time Kenzo Tenma finally confronts Johan Liebert, he already knows what Johan is capable of. He knows about Kinderheim. He knows how Johan manipulates people and how destruction follows him everywhere. Tenma may not know Johan's entire story, but he already knows one thing. Johan will not stop, and yet, Tenma hesitates. Maybe he believes Johan can change. Maybe he thinks he can still reach him. But the ending proves something important. Even after everything, even after Anna Liebert forgives him, Johan still puts a gun to a child's head, forcing Tenma to shoot him. The truth is, Tenma didn't resolve the situation. He just got lucky that someone else pulled the trigger. And in the end, the only thing that could stop Johan was a bullet to the head. The irony is that Kenzo Tenma's entire philosophy is built on one belief: that all lives are equal, and no one has the right to decide who deserves to live or die. But the story of Monster actually begins with Tenma saying the opposite. While speaking to an unconscious Johan Liebert, Tenma bitterly says that the hospital director, Udo Heinemann, would be better off dead. And soon after, the director and the corrupt doctors do die. What follows is the real irony. For the next 9 years, Tenma becomes the hospital's best doctor. Without those corrupt men controlling it, the hospital improves and patients are treated fairly. In a strange way, the deaths of those few men made life better for countless patients. Reality had already shown Tenma something uncomfortable. That sometimes removing a few evil people can save many innocent ones. But instead of confronting that truth, Tenma doubles down on his belief that all life must be protected, even when that belief allows Johan to continue killing. And in the end, the cost of protecting that ideology is paid by thousands of innocent people. Kenzo Tenma is blinded by his guilt. He just saves one life at a time, but never looks at the full cost of his actions. His mission to prove Johan Liebert wrong slowly becomes an obsession. Johan wants to prove that all lives are equal only in death. Kenzo Tenma wants to prove that every life must be saved. Two men trying to prove opposite truths. Yet both have the same result. The world didn't suffer because Johan Liebert existed. It suffered because the one man who could stop him refused to. Kenzo Tenma believed every life is equal. But by refusing to take one life, he allowed thousands more to be taken. Monster constantly asks whether killing makes someone monster. But maybe the real question is this: what happens when refusing to kill becomes the greater evil? So what would you do if you were Tenma, standing there, knowing Johan will never stop killing? Would you still choose to be a good person? Or would you put a bullet in his head